Welcome back, students, to another lecture on solid mechanics. Today we will be deriving the Euler's load or the buckling load for columns with both ends hinged. Okay, so first look at this figure. Okay, in this figure we can see a straight dotted line or a vertical dotted line. Now this dotted line refers to the column. Okay, and when this column is subjected to vertical compressive loads, that is from the top, and another load will be acting from the bottom like this. Okay, what is going to happen? Due to this vertical compressive loads, the column is going to buckle. Okay, the column is going to undergo certain lateral deflection or lateral deformation, and the maximum lateral deflection is supposed to occur at the centroid, that is at the midsection of the column, and it is given as y. Okay, and the distance from the end of the column to the point at which maximum lateral deflection is occurring is taken as x, right? So basically we are measuring x in this direction and we are measuring y in the horizontal direction. Now we have a column whose both ends are both ends are hinged. So these are the two dots which refer to the hinged ends. Okay, and we already know that if there is a hinge support, then the column or any member, it might be a beam or it might be a column, okay, it is going to undergo a certain rotation. So what is happening? The availability of a hinge support or a hinged end will always subject the member, be it a column or a beam, to certain rotation or certain slope, right? Hence, the column will buckle in this situation in this manner such that certain angle has been formed at these ends A and B. Okay, see, the column has undergone certain rotation at this support, right? So this is the buckled position of a column or buckled shape of a column, which is subjected to compressive loads and whose ends are hinged. Both the ends are hinged, right? Now what will be the moment which will be generated due to this load? The moment that will be generated in this column is P. P is the amount of load into the perpendicular distance or the perpendicular deflection, that is P into Y. And this curvature, this type of curvature is taken as negative. Hence, the moment in column is minus Py. Now, if the curvature was going to occur in this manner, then it would have been plus P into Y. Okay, so this is the basic sign convention. Now, after you have determined the moment which is acting on the column, that is minus Py, we have to bring into action or take into account the equation for deflection, right? Now this is the equation for deflection. Okay, and how has this equation originated? See, we know that in bending stress of beams, in the calculation for bending stress of beams, there was a formula which was given as m by I. Let me just write it down. It was m by I, where m was the bending moment, I was the moment of inertia of the beam, E by R, E is the Young's modulus of the material which we were using, R, E by R, R was the radius of curvature. Okay, so if you interchange, it is going to become M by EI is equal to 1 by R. Okay, so we are writing the inverse of radius of curvature as the double differentiation of this column with respect to x. Okay, so this is the this is the origin of this equation, of this deflection equation. Now what we are going to do, okay, what we are going to do, we are going to substitute this value of m, which is the moment, with this term minus Py. Clear? So we have done that, and we are going to simplify this expression in the form of a differential equation. Okay, so this equation is going to become ei d2y dx square plus py is equal to 0. Now this equation has a solution. This is a differential equation which has a general solution, right? So this equation of the general solution of this equation is basically given as this, right? So this is the solution for this differential equation, and you can find multiple videos on YouTube on how to derive the general equation for these type of differential equations. Okay, so we have y is equal to a cos into x, a cos x root over of p by ei plus b sine x root over of p by ei as the general solution for this equation. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to we were supposed to calculate the Euler's load or the buckling load, and which term indicates the load here. Here the load is indicated by the term P. Okay, so in order to find the term P, we have to eliminate all the coefficients. Okay, we have to eliminate the values of x and y and a and b, so much so that this solution becomes simpler, and so that it is easier for us to derive the formula for P, which is the buckling load. Okay, so in order to do that, in order to calculate or in order to derive the expression for P, what we have to do, we have to identify some boundary conditions. Okay, so let's go back to this figure. So at point A, you can see that at point A, what is the value of x? At point A, the value of x is equal to 0, right? X is equal to 0. And what is the value of y? Y is the lateral deflection or the perpendicular deflection. The value of y is also equal to 0. Okay, so this is my first boundary condition. And what is my second boundary condition? See, we can take the second boundary condition at the point B. Okay, at point B, what is the value of x? See, if the value of x is 0 at this point A, then if we traverse the length of the column, then the value of x becomes equal to L. X is becoming equal to L. And what is the value of y? Y is again 0 at point B. So these are my two boundary conditions. Okay, so we are going to implement these boundary conditions in our general solution, and subsequently we are going to calculate the buckling load or the Euler's load. Clear? Now let's go down. Okay, so we are putting the first boundary equation in this total solution, right? So what will it be going to be? Y is equal to, okay, y is 0, right? Let me write it down for you. So we are putting y is equal to 0. 0 is equal to, we don't know how much is a cos. Now see, x is also equal to 0. So if you multiply 0 with root over of p by ei, then it will become 0 again. So we have x a cos 0 plus, again if we substitute the value of x with 0, then the entire term is going to become 0. So we have a cos 0 plus b sine 0. Now how much is sine 0 degree? It is equal to 0, and cos 0 degree is equal to 1, right? So what is it becoming? So this term is going to get cancelled, and cos 0 is equal to 1. Hence what do we have? We have a is equal to 0. Very simple. Okay, now when you have got the value of a is equal to 0, what we are going to do, we are going to substitute this value of a again in this bigger equation or in this bigger solution, right? So if you substitute the value of a, that is equal to 0, in this expression, then a is going to become 0, and if this and if the value of a is going to become 0, then this entire term will become 0. Okay, this entire term is going to be eliminated. So what do we have? We are going to have y is equal to b sine into x root over of p by ei, right? So since a is 0, the entire term is becoming 0, and we are having y is equal to b sine x root over of p by ei. Very, very simple. Okay. Now, next thing that we have to do is we have to implement the second boundary condition. Here, what was the second boundary condition? So we had the second boundary condition as x equal to, at x equal to L, y is equal to 0. So you're going to put the values of x and y in this equation, right? So you substitute y with 0. So y is becoming equal to 0, and x will become how much? X is going to become L. So we have this equation, 0 is equal to b sine L into root over of p by ei. Clear? Now, what you have to do? We are making sine L root over of p into ei is equal to 0. See, b into this term, b into sine L root over of p by ei is becoming 0. Okay, now b cannot be 0. If b was 0, then the above equation would not exist, right? The general solution equation wouldn't have been valid. So what we are taking sine L root over of p by ei is equal to 0. Now this is valid, okay? So from here, what you have to do? You have to just interchange the sine component, okay? L by root over of p by ei is equal to how much? Is equal to sine inverse 0. The sine is inverse 0 of which values or which degrees? Okay, so sine inverse 0, see, you have sine 0 is equal to 0, you have sine 180 or sine pi is equal to 0, or you can also say that sine 2 pi, sine 3 pi, all these values are going to be equal to 0, right? So what you can do, in the place of sine inverse 0, we will substitute it with pi. Okay, so we are going to substitute the sine inverse 0 with pi, and we are having L into root over of p by ei is equal to pi. But you can also write it as n pi, because for n is equal to 1, n pi is going to become pi, right? We have this value pi. For n equal to 2, what will we have? We are going to have 2 pi. So you can substitute the values of n accordingly, right? Okay, so here what we have done, here we have basically taken the value of n as 1 and we have derived, right? So if you again simplify this equation, what are we getting? We are getting p by ei is equal to pi square by L square, right? And hence now it is very easier for us to calculate how much is p, or determine the formula for p. Okay, so p is equal to pi square ei divided by L square. So this is the Euler's load or the buckling load. So this is the where P is equal to the Euler's load or the buckling load, okay, for columns with both ends hinged. That's it. The derivation was quite simple. I hope you have understood the derivation. Now, there are also other 3 cases, right? For columns with both ends fixed, for columns with one end fixed and the other end hinged, and for column with one end fixed and the other end free. I'm going to shoot all the videos and post it on YouTube. And as they are done, I will give you the description of those videos as well. Okay, I will give the links of those videos as well in the description box. So till then, practice all the derivations, practice all the problems. If there is a doubt, you can let me know in the comment box. Okay, and if you have liked my explanation, then I would request you to like this video and also subscribe to my channel to get notified about most of my videos. Okay, till then, take care, goodbye.